And we'll be getting in helicopters that are staged here to head in to look at the Jersey Shore. I think our current plan is to land in Brick and to land in Avalon and take a look on the ground there. The rest of it will have to, by necessity, be all aerial viewing of what's going on the ground. So for those of you who are going to be joining us in the pool, I'll see you then. And lastly, the people of New Jersey, you know, listen, this is a really, really difficult blow to the state, but not one that we won't recover from. I am completely confident that we will recover from this, that we will be stronger and better for it, because we will have worked together to make a difference in our state. And I will continue to do the things that you expect of me, which is to communicate with all of you, coordinate the efforts here, and make the decisions that need to be made. We've done that so far in the preparation for the storm, and the reaction to it will continue to do that. I want to thank all the people in my cabinet, the staff, and the folks who work for them. They've been operating on less sleep than I've been operating on, and they've done an extraordinary job in trying to keep this state as safe as we could possibly keep it in light of the devastation that this storm has visited upon us. So thank you all for being here. I don't know whether I'm going to be briefing later today or not, but I suspect I will be. When we make that decision, we'll be sure to let you all know. Thank you all very much.
A briefing by Governor Chris Christie, who is nursing some sort of flu, getting very few hours of sleep last night. But this is a day in the state of New Jersey where it's all about search, rescue, and assessment of damage. The governor is saying that it's going to take probably between 48 hours and 72 hours before all the damage is actually assessed. Massive power outages throughout the state, evacuations throughout the state, and some sections of this state are absolutely just devastated, to the point, Brenda, that the actual map of New Jersey is probably going to have to be rewritten.
It's amazing. In fact, he used words like incredible, unthinkable, and a devastating sight. I mean, when he talked about sights like seeing houses actually floating on the highway, he talked about the fact that the amusement, especially along the shore area, to say that the shore damage is just unthinkable out the barrier islands. He said that some areas he's not going to be able to get to at all except by aerial view. And he said the instability of the infrastructure is such that he's going to have to tour many of those areas by plane, that he cannot get there any other way. And patience is absolutely needed, but the devastation in New Jersey, as you mentioned, is just beyond anything that people can even think about right now.
When you think about the fact that 2/3 of the state of New Jersey now without power, there have been 8 deaths reported between the state of New Jersey and New York, 3 deaths in the state of New Jersey, and he went on to talk about the New Jersey Turnpike, for example. These train cars are on the New Jersey Turnpike. This is between exit 10 and 14 in the northbound lanes. The storm surge did that last night. It's just unbelievable how much devastation and how much damage is caused. And he said that it's going to take at least 2 to 3 days just to find out what's wrong. We should mention that we're seeing video here. This is a Moonachie. That town was devastated. A levee broke there, and the residents there's some 1,000 people in Moonachie and nearby Little Ferry and Carlstadt are running into the same problem. You can see the National Guard there. They're bringing in those high-wheel trucks to try to get people out of their homes. It's just unbelievable.
And he said he was seeing last night, as he was at the governor's mansion, he was seeing transformers blowing and seeing those lights in the skies. And I, too, was out in it last night and seeing much of the same thing in the Secaucus area, in East Rutherford, in Carlstadt, in many of those areas. Not only seeing the flooding, but seeing that so many people were without power because the transformers were being blown, that there was just so much devastation. And to see those people in the Red Cross shelters, to see that many of those people were in shelters, and the governor mentioned some of those numbers as well today, and to see that it was twice the number as with Hurricane Irene.
Number of people without power.
A number of people also who need help, and the number of people without power. Twice the number.
5,500 people had to be evacuated throughout this disaster. That truly is amazing. We are going to go to Matt Alvarez in just a moment. Not quite yet. Matt is going to be going coming live from Moonachie here. We're also waiting a briefing, a news conference from Michael Bloomberg. We plan on bringing that to you live as well. Some of the other just points that we want to talk about. He did talk about the elections here, and he had some very strong words about the elections, saying that his plate was basically full. He has much bigger fish to fry than worry about the elections. He said there was a conference call with some of the secretaries of state of the states that are involved in this huge disaster the other day, and they had talked about coming up with a contingency plan for elections. But, Brenda, he said, this administration could give a damn less about the election. I don't give a damn about Election Day. I don't give a lick about Election Day. Placing that in the context that he really has a lot to do to make sure that the devastation in the state of New Jersey, we start rebuilding and repairing.
Yes, and we were talking about Moonachie and just the devastation there. Matt Alvarez is live right now. Matt, what does it look like there? I mean, seeing a town that's